In this video, I'll talk about modeling in Blender. To model, we need a geometry to start with, and then we go to Edit Mesh. In Edit mode, we have three components that we can use to modify this geometry. The first one by default is the vertex mode, which are these points over here. If I press G and move my cursor around, I can move these vertices or vertex to shape it according to my needs. The second one is edges. If I select that, now two vertices make an edge, which is this line. And now when I change, it's moving or modifying the geometry accordingly. When two or more edges combine, they create this gray object, which are faces. So if I select a face and move this around, that is what is happening. So because we have a cube right now, it doesn't do much when it comes to modifying. So the way you work is you need to add more points in the middle so that we can shape it into something more recognizable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control R on my keyboard. And so now when I hover my pointer on top of an edge, you can see a yellow line appear perpendicular to that edge. So say if I want a lot of loops on this edge, I can hover my pointer on top of it, use my mouse scroll wheel so that it adds more number of cuts on that edge. And now I'm going to left click twice so that we have some new edges to work with. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to press Control R, use the scroll wheel to add more cuts, and left click twice. The minute you add these loops, if you remember, we have a window that pops up here. So I can still change the number of cuts from that menu. Now that we have more points to move around, we can add more detail. So the other thing that I would want to share in this first video is I can hold down Shift and select three faces, press E to extrude those faces out, right? And don't forget our transform tools. I can press G and move it in Y so that, or you could even freeform move it. And now this looks slightly like a nose, right? So we can start modeling just based on extruding points. So modeling for the most of it is just moving points around to create shapes that look like something we are sculpting. All right, so I'm shuffling between edges and faces. Remember, while extruding, make sure you are in faces mode. And while moving points around, maybe vertices or edges may be the way to go. It depends on what you're trying to do. So right now we are in edit mode. So that's where we are moving individual points and vertices. Now that my modeling is done, I want to go back to my object mode. So we have a face that maybe we could animate later. Okay, let's put our learning into practice. Let's model a mannequin based on top of a Rigify armature. The reason we are using Rigify is because not only will it give us a structure to build upon, but it'll also help us in our rigging later. So what I'm doing is I've gone to Edit Preferences, and under Add-ons, I'm searching for Rigify. You'll see this add-on, which is preloaded with Blender. We just need to activate it. So the minute I click on Rigify, I can now press Shift A, and I can add an armature. And under Rigify, I can add a basic human. So we can start building primitives on top of this so that we can animate that later. What I'm going to start doing is I'll press Shift A to add a sphere and scale it down and move it only in Z axis so that it could be the start of modeling ahead. I'm going to go to front view and press Shift Z so that I can toggle between wireframe mode. I can also click here to do the same thing. So I have a better view of how big the model needs to be. So I'm going to just move it accordingly. I'll go to side view so I can have a better view from different angles. I can press Tab to go into edit mode. And while I am in wireframe mode, I can select all the faces in the front of the head, press E to extrude, and just move it out. All right. So what that has done is it's just made a new set of faces. I can scale this down. And from side view again, I can just make sure that it looks like a chin. All right. So we have something to start with. I can also switch the entire sphere in X so that it looks more like a head from the front. That's a decent space to start with. What also happens is by default, the geometries look very angular. So in object mode, I can right click and select shade smooth, which kind of rounds it off in a better way in case that is bothering you. Again, in edit mode, I can press Control R and add more loops in there. Select the center faces and extrude it out like we had done for the nose. I'm going to go into a side view and in wireframe mode, select vertices and do the same thing. So I don't have to keep locking it to y-axis. This is enough of information for now. The only thing I could probably want to add is some ears. So I could extrude ears from here and there. I can also go to front view, go to wireframe and kind of select all points and shape it. It's not about symmetry at the moment. We are just trying to block some objects out. That's enough for now. I can go ahead and add a cylinder, scale it down, go to right, okay, switching to wireframe mode, scaling it down, and in local axis, right, and placing it where the bone is, right. Also, I'm going to go into edit mode and add a few loops here as well. This is more to do with for rigging for deformations, but again, I'll share more on that topic in the rigging video. I could also just duplicate this one, move it down, and in front view, if you remember, I can select this and press Alt R to reset rotation. And now I'm going to rotate in Y and 90, right? So we are creating an upper half for the torso. I'm breaking it into three parts. So we have the ribcage region, the abdomen region, and the hip region. You're free to try different shapes and objects for the same. I'm going to scale it in Y so that it flattens up a bit. The entire time we are just trying to match, we are trying to place geometry where there are bones in that armature. Spend some time placing it in the way you would want to. Next, I can duplicate, move this below. I'm going to press Control Option R or Alt R, and that works for abdomen for now. Okay. And for the hip region, I'm going to try to just add a spear. Make sure you're moving only in orthographic views, so either in front or right, depending on which part you're trying to move. I'm going to just move this up, switch back to wireframe mode to see where it is positioned. Going to go into right view, squish it in a little sideways so we have some shape. I could also get into tilting the rib cage, which usually tilts upwards and the hip region tilts downwards. So based on your study of anatomy, you could even start moving that a bit. Don't stress too much about it right now. We're just trying to build a mannequin that works, but things that you would start considering while making this model. All right, going to right view. I'm thinking I'll just scale this up a bit and scale it in Y, bring it a little bit. So the first bone, that is where the jawline usually aligns up. So that's why I kind of move the head into that position. That seems okay. The same thing, I could just select this, right click, shade smooth. So the next part would be just making limbs happen. I'm going to add a cylinder, scale it down, going to front view, placing it where the bone is, scaling it only in Z. Okay. Going to edit mode by pressing tab, adding a few loops here, and now I'll duplicate this and move it only in Z. What I'm going to do next is, so we have a gap in the middle, right? So I can add a spear to just fill that up. I'm going to scale it. I'm making sure I'm going back to front view, placing it there, duplicating the spear, moving it down. Okay. And the only thing left is the foot. Maybe the spear is not needed. Let's see. I'll add a cube, scale it down, going back to front, keeping it on the red line because that's going to be our ground line in general. So scale it in Z and keep moving it in that position. I'll see what's happening in the right. So I need to definitely bring that out a bit. So I could even scale it in Y and just pull it out. I don't need that sphere, I guess. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to edit mode. I'll add a few loops here as well. All right. So we have a limb. I'm going to select, I'm going to press down Shift and left click on each object to duplicate it. I could also, before I do that, just duplicate the sphere and keep it at the hip region as well in case, just to fill up some of the gaps that happen when the leg bends. So selecting one object, Shift, left click on the others, going to front, pressing Shift D to duplicate it. And now I'm going to rotate this across and turn it into the upper arm, right? So you'll have to reposition and scale some of these in the local axis so that it matches the bone structure. Take your time to move these in place. All right. So the part about 3D is that we could have matched it from the front, but we have to make sure that it matches from all sides. So if you see, if you take a look at the bones, this one is angling forward and that's bending back. So I would want to mimic that. in my model as well, just slightly rotating those in place so that it matches better with the rig. All right. The same with the arms. If you see the arms kind of bend backwards, so I'm going to top view and I'm rotating the geometry in place so that it matches that armature better. Right. Moving the spear, moving this so that it could be the palm. Going back to the front view, rotating this in place. I'm going to rotate the spear. I'm going to duplicate the spear so that we can use it as a wrist joint. So we have a mannequin that works. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to select all of these, not the bone, right? I'm selecting all of these. And when I press Control K, it joins all the objects into one. If I just undo the stage, you can see what's happening in the outliner is that we have selected all these objects. The second I press Control J, it all turns into one. So now if I move this around, it's just one object. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to select this new object, go to the properties panel to this panel called modifier, click here on add and search for mirror. So it tries to mirror the object around that yellow dot. So that's not what we want to mirror, these limbs across the body so that we have another hand and leg. So I'm going to mirror it across the center object, which in this case could be the torso. So the second I click there, we have a proper armature. All right. So what's happening right now is because we have a live modifier, if I try to move one side, it's mirroring across this torso and it's moving on the other side as well. So I need to apply the mirror so that we can move it as one object. So the last thing I'm going to do for now is select the limbs, shift select the other objects in the model and Control J again. So we have geometry and an armature in this file. Make sure to save the file.